world, the wrestling community, but the world as a whole lost a guy. And his name is Saitiev. And I've never known how to say his first name. I've told people before that it's Saitiev, and they've laughed at me. But I don't know how to say his name. But there's two Saitievs. There's the one I'm referencing, who we just lost, but he also has a brother, and the brother, by the way, is an Olympic champion. By the way, to win the Olympic championship, he wrestled Yoel Romero in the gold medal match. So you got this family with 4 Olympic gold medals between them, but 3 of them belong to the 49-year-old Saitiev, who the world just lost. And my understanding is a heart attack. And I just tell you, I got to look at that because that's quite frightening to me. I mean, there's a 4-time Olympian and a 3-time gold medalist with a whole bunch of world medals in between. If that guy can have a heart attack, like the rest of us are, right? We're not in a very great spot. But I would like to tell you a little bit about this guy's career. So, there's only been 2 people in my lifetime to revolutionize wrestling. In my entire lifetime, you had John Smith, so the first one to come to the knee or below on a shot, first one to hit 2 knees on a shot and wrestle on 2 knees on purpose. And then you had Saitiev, which just had his own brand of creativity. I mean, Yanni Demakohalis was even saying that Saitiev was an inspiration to him. An inspiration not just on the mats to win, but in the practice room, to go in and to be creative and to learn and come up with your own stuff. And first time I ever saw Saitiev, 1996, Atlanta Olympic Games. And the internet was out in 1996, but it's not what you guys think of the internet. The smartphone wasn't out. YouTube did not exist. Facebook did not exist. Twitter did not exist. So getting information was very tough back then. And when the Olympics happened, the Russians are always the biggest threat to the Americans. And what we were told at this weight class of 163 pounds is they've got a young Russian. That's all we were told. He had not won championships. The Saitiev, he was 19 years old. It was a very big surprise that he had made it this far. It was a very big surprise that Russia chose to bring him. Russia will have a wrestle-off just like we do in the U.S., but they don't have to honor it. Generally they do, but their rules are very clear that they don't have to. They could hold a wrestle-off, not like how it went, think it was a fluke, anything else, and just pick a guy. And they did that. But this is the guy. So it's all we know. Got a young Russian. He was skinny. Think about wrestling. Think about these big, strong guys. Much like John Smith, who revolutionized the sport. It wasn't based on power. It was based on finesse. It was based on technique. And Saitiev goes out there at 19 years old. He's wrestling Kenny Monday, who's 36 at the time. However, it's still a man versus a child. And Saitiev is in his first of what turned out to be 4 Olympics. Kenny Monday is in his 3rd, of which the previous 2 landed a shot in the gold medal match. So we feel pretty comfortable as Americans. And Saitiev did things to Monday. I mean, Monday went through entire seasons, 12-month seasons, not giving up as many points as he gave up in that one match with this young 19-year-old Russian. Kenny Monday would go an entire season and not be taken down as many times, not be turned as many times as he was in this one match. It was a really big surprise to see it. And when it happened, it was such a surprise, we largely chalked it up to, well, Kenny wasn't ready. Kenny underestimated it. But 48 hours later, Saitiev's on top of the medal stand as a 19-year-old Olympic gold medalist. So, fast forward to 2000. Everyone knows who Saitiev is. Not only is the defending Olympic champion, but they got a world championships every year in between the Olympics. I mean, every 4th year they call it the Olympics, but the same tournament happens every single year. They just call it the Worlds. So this is the guy to beat. We run into him. Now we've entered a young American, 24 years old, but that was young, named Brandon Slay. out of Amarillo, Texas. And Slay was good. And Slay was wrestling at the top of his game. Getting through Joe Williams, getting through Brian Dolph. Like Slay was a new animal compared to what he had been. But it's still the quarterfinals. And you just don't see a lot of upsets in the quarterfinals. You truly don't. Like, it's one of those rounds where everybody's warmed up, everybody's ready, and it's not a big enough one. And by the way, the referee's going to help you out a little bit. They know who Saitiev is. They don't know who Slay is. Like, there was a lot on this match. And by the way, there was some home fixing in. Slay still beat him. Slay beat him, got his hand raised when time was out because he had more points, and we as Americans did not think that Slay would advance to the semifinals. Like, wrestling had some real dark days and some real corruption, but he did. They tried to take it from him, but they didn't get it done. Slay ends up winning the Olympic gold medal and ends up retiring. Come back 2004, there's Saitiev, back in the Olympics. Now it's his third Olympics. He's not a young Russian. He's a seasoned veteran. Everybody's gunning for him. He wins the gold medal. Now he's going to be done. We believe he's going to be done. That's 3 Olympics. He's done everything you can do. As a matter of fact, he's now done everything you can do twice. We only thought we got him to 2008 to right the wrong. We thought we got him to 2004 to right the wrong of 2000. We're all done. Wrong. He comes back in 2008. And it was razor thin for him to even make the team, but he made the team. Ultimately won the gold medal. You guys will appreciate this, but 2008, our representative from America was Ben Askren. So names that you would know. And Ben and Saitiev never ended up meeting head-to-head. Saitiev goes on, he wins the gold medal, and he retires. And his brother has the success. I think it was in 2004, and the gold medal over Yoel Romero, and everything's great. Everything's great in the Saitiev family, and I seem to see some pictures of him. He still shows up. He goes into some wrestling rooms. I see MMA guys working out with him. I see him getting down, doing some gymnastics, working out, helping his own son. And then all of a sudden, it's over. And that's the way it goes. He didn't get any different deal or any different ride than the rest of us are signed up for, but it was definitely a special life. And even if wrestling's a small sport, even if it's a niche sport, there's only a few guys that changed the game. Before my lifetime, the game was changed by a man named Dan Gable, who brought in pressure and conditioning and found a way to weaponize pace. And the sport just ran with that. They ran with it until a young man named John Smith came along and showed the importance of technique, that it's not just a fight out there. It's also finesse. It's also a battle. You also need points. And you got to fast forward the tape to Saitiev, and I don't think any wrestling fan would disagree with me. Those are the 3 guys. I don't think there's been anybody to come along since Saitiev. Been a lot of greats, but to revolutionize, to actually change the sport, to have people sitting around studying technique, breaking it down, trying to come up with new names of moves because they've never even seen them before. Very unique. Very incredible life. Rest in peace.